Hey, 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 and here we come. Here we come. So, are you excited to be part of this first ever Autotoscope X webinar? It's going to be super duper exciting. So, my name is Oliver Shom, and I'm going to coordinate for today. And I'm so excited to have you here tonight, even as we launch this masterclass. You can call it a webinar. So, today we're going to be talking about the art of public speaking, and why we are introducing all the other speakers. I just want to say this. Dal Carnegie said, if I could improve just one skill, it would be public speaking, because it increases your personal value by 50%. If I could improve just on one skill, it would be public speaking, because it increases your personal value by 50% or more. Warren Buffett himself took the Dale Carnegie advice on public speaking in his early life and in his career, and he has created it as one of the most important investment ever, ever, ever made. Warren Buffett is actually one of the richest dudes in the world right now, and he built his wealth from personal development. like, you know what I mean, like self-made millionaires. This guy said that public speaking is one of the skills that he attribute his success to, and that's very powerful. And so, welcome to this session where you're going to learn some practical skills in public speaking on how you can increase and add value to yourself by 50% and more. That's exactly what we're going to be doing in the next 1 hour. And so we have a lineup of speakers from Africa, Cameroon, that are going to be sharing with us different experiences, even as we walk through the process. And if you're here with us right now, and if you're a speaker, you're not supposed to be watching from YouTube. As a speaker, there is a link that I sent to all speakers. Check your WhatsApp. There is a link on the StreamYard I sent to you. That is the link you're supposed to click to join this conversation as you lead in your own session. Please, if any speaker is watching from YouTube, you're in the wrong place. So we expect all speakers to be joining through the StreamYard link that I sent to you. So please, if you're a speaker watching from YouTube, you are on the wrong link. So make sure you click the link I sent to you on WhatsApp, and then that's the link you're supposed to join this conversation from. And so, welcome everybody. Some years ago, I made a statement. I made a quote. I said, I will never forget this. If you go to school to learn, start learning public speaking skills. Because if you want to learn mathematics, you want to learn physics, you want to learn chemistry, it needs explanation. Okay? There is no way you can solve math, solve physics, explain quantum physics if you don't know how to explain things to people. You don't know how to tell stories. And one of the best ways to learn is by telling stories. And this is the skill of the feature of the presence that it was going to help you propel your success. And when you have the propensity to master rhetoric, there is no height you cannot reach. And of course, public speaking does not have any upper bound. What that means is that the skill of public speaking does not have an end from where it can take you to. And for those of you watching this from Africa and Cameroon, you all, some of you all know my stories. Like, I literally moved from a very broke, a village boy, growing up, struggling financially, academically, all around. And eventually, thanks to public speaking, I am living and speaking in one of the most strongest nations in the world, United States of America, and moving around and speaking different platforms and influencing leaders and stakeholders, directors, university students from all around the country and around the world. Now, ask yourself this question: how could this be possible? It sounds like magic, right? But that is how powerful you can become when you master rhetoric. Like, every single day, I talk to top leaders around the world. I interview them in podcasts and do a lot of stuff, right? Because of public speaking. Because of public speaking. That's amazing. And that sounds like a good news for somebody today and tonight. All right. So if you're excited to be here, and just type on the comment section, what is that one thing you want to learn from this session? Okay. What is that one single thing? What is your expectation? What is your objective for tonight's session? Okay. What do you want to learn? Because I used to say that if you come into a meeting without an expectation, without an objective, be very sure that you get out of that meeting without anything. So if I was you, I would set up my expectations very high, because what you can take from a session like this one or from a meeting like this one is always directly proportional to what you wanted to get, to your expectations, to your intentions. So come on, set your intentions clear right now, and then we are good to go. So I want to read a couple of intentions. As people begin to set their intentions, I'm going to read a couple of intentions even as we go. And this is amazing. Prezi is around. President Lenyo Christina is around. So let's start from Chinda Confidence. Hello. Hi, Confidence. Confidence, one of the speakers. Confidence, you have to go to Zoom, to StreamYard link, please. Bambo Bankong. Hi, Bambo. Beautiful. Go to StreamYard link. Milton, beautiful. Go to the StreamYard link. Beautiful, beautiful. Hello, everybody. President Christina Leño is around the house. Thank you so much. Network is so mercy to the least. They will not determine me except I am completely kicked out. Oh my gosh. I love your determination, President. Thank you so much. Our president is around, so Leño Christina is around. So pretty good. Great job. Leading by example, right? So, how many speakers are already in the house? I'm waiting to receive the speakers from this part, from this other end. We have a lineup of speakers, and we have a couple of speakers. I want to introduce them to you, even as they take the floor. All right. Where are our speakers? Where are our speakers? Okay. Okay. So, Tata for Elvis, more exposure on public speaking. All right. Tata for Elvis, more exposure to public speaking skills. Okay, great expectation there, Tata for. Great. Awesome. So, our own very Tata for Elvis have a very specific expectation. All right. He wants to get more exposure to public speaking skills. Okay. Great. Write down your expectation on the comment section, and then we are going to read it just as our leader, Tata for Elvis, has already done, and we are definitely going to go while we set up the speakers start rolling. Okay. So we're going to be having a couple of speakers. We have You Happiness from Queen. You Happiness from Queen is going to be talking so much about, of course, she's a graduate, and she'll be talking about how to she had initially 2 presentations, so she later on decided to do a talk on how to manage your savings, right? How to manage savings. And then Milton will be talking about how to seize opportunities. And then, of course, Confidence is going to be talking about how to overcome your stress, how to overcome anxiety, how to overcome burnout. You know, speakers that burn out. Speaking from Belgium, in Germany, in Austria, all around the world, you can easily burn out. So how do you overcome your burnout? Okay, so let me get our speakers. Okay, speakers with you. Okay, let me grab these. Okay. All right, so let me send the link. All right, welcome everybody. I'm on StreamYard watching. Okay, so some people are watching from StreamYard. Okay, cool. Great. So to all our speakers, again, I am sending a link out to you so you can actually follow up and join the conversation so we can kick off. All right. So that is the link that I'm sending already. So if you're a speaker, please, once you receive the link, click and join, and we are good to go. If not, we will continue going ahead. Okay. So more exposure on public speaking skills. I'm standing and watching on StreamYard. Okay. So where are our guest speakers? All right. Our speakers, we need to get you here as soon as possible. All right. So please keep writing down your expectations. All right. Keep dropping down your expectations. Okay. What do you want to learn tonight? Drop it down on the comment sections if that's okay by you. Drop it down on the comment section if that is okay by you. Okay, so I want to start. So I'm going to start with what public speaking can do to you. Okay, what public speaking can do to you. And before I even start, I want to say this: don't misconstrue the difference between public speaking and professional speaking. There is a thin line between public speaking and professional speaking. They're not the same thing. So some people think that public speaking is professional speaking. It's not the same. So you cannot become a professional speaker without passing through public speaking. So public speaking is a skill. It's a skill you can learn, you can teach, right? But it's not a career, it's not a profession. The profession of public speaking is called professional speaking. Why? Because we have a lot of public speakers that are not paid for the public speaking work they're doing. But the people that actually get paid for speaking professionally, they're the people who call them professional speakers. So what's the thin line between a public speaker and a professional speaker? A public speaker is somebody who uses public speaking skills to do his or her job. A pastor is a public speaker. A teacher is a public speaker, right? Students are public speakers who are defending their PhDs, their masters, their bachelor's program. Those are public speakers. HND. Those are public speakers, right? So the people who sell on public buses, that sell inside trains, those are public speakers, right? But they are not being paid for the public speaking job they do directly, for the speaking they do, for the gigs they do. But professional speaker on the other side, they are being invited to speak in schools, in universities, in conferences all around the world, and they get paid for doing that. So professional speakers and public speakers, two distinct identities. Now, what are the things that a public speaking skill can do to you if you focus to develop the skill, to fine-tune the skill, to polish the skill, right? Now, public speaking skill can actually enhance and foster your growth. Your growth as a professional, as a thought leader. Public speaking can enhance and foster your growth significantly. Public speaking can enhance and foster your growth significantly. What's the point here? The point here is that in every organization, in every institution, in every company, the most paid people in every organization, do you know that they are not the most intelligent people, the most brightest people? They're not the people with the highest IQ. You know, Steve Jobs' IQ is kind of 160. All right. I don't know your IQ, right? I'm somewhere between 140 and 145. Okay. Now, the most brilliant people, the highest paid people in every workplace, they're not those who are so intelligent and smart and high, all of that. They are simply those who communicate well. And so if you can communicate well, you can sell your ideas and pitch yourself so well, you will be able to sell yourself, even though you might be very dumb. Maybe you fail in school. Maybe you did not validate all your courses. You drop out from school. Crazy. But people can pay you so high in your workplace. You know what? Just because you communicate effortlessly. And so it really pays. It pays so much when you master, when you cook, when you nurture, okay, your communication skills, which is what we call public speaking in this context. There is no way you will not be highly paid in any workplace, in any occupation, in any profession you pick, if you're actually very good in public speaking. And so check your company, check your organization. If you're a pastor, the most celebrated pastors are not those who graduated with the highest GPA. The most celebrated leaders and managers and top leaders, they're not those who graduated with a 4.00 GPA, 3.9. No, those are the ones that they just work on their communication skills. Okay, they're the ones that they just worked on their communication skills. And so you want to be paid high, you want to get more opportunities, to get exposure, to do great things, to shake the world. Friend, you have to master the art of rhetoric. And that's why even governments, they're afraid of people who speak well. And just before, I just want to wrap up this point to introduce our first speaker. For those of you who have been watching the social media, you heard so much about the painful dismiss of our amazing leader, Charlie Kirk. Okay, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was one of the brightest communicators I've ever come across in the United States and all around the world. At the age of 31 years, a young man of 31 years, shaking United States with over 3.6 million followers. So on YouTube, he's having over 9 million followers on Instagram. All right. So what makes Charlie so famous, so rich, so wealthy, so impactful, so influential? It was nothing but public speaking. Because of public speaking, he was the one who actually he was one of the key guys behind Donald Trump's election, that behind Donald Trump's victory. The guy was able to get into rooms and conferences and blow the minds of people with rhetoric. And that's why if you're here and you're planning to amplify your rhetoric, your public speaking skills, you can even become a threat to the government, because the governments are very scared of excellent communicators. It's either they use you in their favor or they fight you. And that's why in Africa, it will be going to be practical for most governments to accept organizations like the Public Speaking Association, because they know that these people are there to cook future leaders and they know what they can do. Okay. I just want to keep that aside for now. I want to introduce our first speaker for tonight, and he is one of us, and he is a powerful leader, thought leader when it comes to public speaking. He's a coach, and he is so passionate when it comes to personal development. He's a graduate and a certified speaker from the Texas Institute of Public Speaking, batch number 2, and his growth as a thought leader in the public speaking space in Bamenda, in Cameroon, in Africa, is so eminent. And he is a future promise, and you have to watch out to this gentleman. He's going to disrupt the ecosystem when it comes to public speaking communication. And so if you're in Africa, take note of this name and watch out for the person he is becoming in the space of communication, thought leadership, public speaking, and leadership. This is not any other person but the one and only Milton Vineyard. As we receive our one and only Milton Vineyard, as he walks you through how to seize opportunities in the public speaking industry without blinking your eyes and being unapologetic because of the wave of change that is coming and that has come. Welcome on stage, Milton Vineyard. The floor is yours, sir.
Greetings, Coach, and thank you very much for having me on this platform. Thank you too for that very kind introduction. I am happy to be here and I cannot wait to see where this session is going to lead us. As you already mentioned, I am going to be talking about the power of intuition in achieving life goals. The power of intuition in achieving life goals. And under this topic, we are going to be looking at what intuition is all about. We are going to be looking at the different types of intuition. We are going to be looking at why intuition is important. And we are going to be looking at how to build your intuition. So, first thing we realize is that we live in an age of information overload. Now, what this means is that we receive information from all angles. We have people organizing seminars, we have people writing books, we have people publishing articles, we have people writing blog posts on Facebook, we have people in radio houses, people in TV houses. Now, this is to say that information is bombarding us from every angle in different formats. But sometimes, even with this information overload, sometimes when we want to take an important decision in life, we turn and we realize that the information that is available is not enough for us to make the right decision. And so that is when you realize that intuition is not only useful, it is necessary. I say it again, intuition is not only useful, but it is necessary. So let's find out, what is intuition? What is this word intuition all about? Now, intuition simply means understanding or knowing something without conscious reasoning. Understanding or knowing something without conscious reasoning. Now, another word for intuition is instinct. Another word for intuition is gut feeling. Another word for intuition is inner voice. Another word for intuition is some subconscious knowing. And so this means that intuition means knowing without knowing why you know. I say it again, intuition means knowing without knowing why you know. It's like you know that this is the right thing that you have to do, but you don't know why that is the right thing that you have to do. That is what intuition is all about. And there are five different types of intuition. And number one is emotional intuition. Now, what is emotional intuition? Emotional intuition simply talks about the ability to sense how people feel and respond with empathy. The ability to sense how people feel and respond with empathy. Now, this is very important because, like Jim Rohn said, it takes many hands to write one success story. Now, this means that if you are going to achieve anything that is worthwhile in life, you are going to need people. And this simply means that you need to learn how to deal with people. And emotional intuition helps you to understand, to sense how people feel and respond accordingly or respond with empathy. For example, you may be a husband or a wife, and your partner, sometimes they are going through some things that they did not mention. It takes emotional intuition to sense what they are going through and try to respond accordingly. You may be an employer and your employees are not happy. You sense that they are not saying why they are not happy. Nobody has said anything about it, but you sense it. You sense it through emotional intuition, and then you respond with empathy. So this is a very important intuition. This is very important when it comes to dealing with people. So do not neglect your emotional intuition. The second type of intuition is what we call mental intuition. And mental intuition simply talks about sudden insight or sudden ideas that pop up in your mind. And like Steve Jobs, one of the most brilliant minds that ever graced the surface of the earth, one of the greatest visionaries in the tech space, he said he believes, in his own opinion, that intuition is much more powerful than intellect. And I actually believe that because mental intuition talks about sudden insight or ideas that pop up in our minds. Now, I want you to realize that this virtual communication that we are doing now was once an idea in somebody's mind. The device that you're using to join this session was once an idea in somebody's mind, right up to the clothes that we wear. These were ideas in somebody's mind at some point in life. It was an intuition. So mental intuition is very important. It is good that we pay attention to our mental intuition, those ideas, those sudden insights that come to our minds. We need to guard them safely. And so the third type of intuition that I want to talk about is physical intuition. Now, physical intuition is also known as nature's alarm. What does this mean? It means that physical intuition is characterized by bodily signals such as chills. There are times when you want to make an important decision and you suddenly feel some discomfort. You suddenly feel some chills around you. Now, that tells you that there is something that if you pay close attention to, you are going to notice. So the fourth type of intuition is spiritual intuition. And spiritual intuition simply talks about the quiet voice, that quiet voice within us that directs us or guides us towards a direction of purpose. That quiet voice within us that takes us to a place that aligns with who God created us to be. That is spiritual intuition. And for believers, we believe that this is the voice of the Holy Spirit, a voice that takes you to a place that aligns with who you were created to be. That is spiritual intuition. And the last form of intuition or type of intuition that I want to talk about is creative intuition. And creative intuition simply talks about spontaneous sparks of inspiration, imagination, and innovative ideas. Creative intuition simply talks about spontaneous sparks of inspiration, imagination, and innovative ideas. And we've talked about ideas. Ideas can change the world. Like Dr. Miles Monroe said, all of creation was once an idea in the mind of God. All of creation was once an idea in the mind of God. Now, this is to say that sometimes some ideas come into our minds. Now, somebody said every human being receives about 4 good ideas every year, that if they acted on just one of these ideas, their lives will be transformed. And so that is why we don't have to play with our intuition. We have to guard our intuition. We have to be intentional about the way we feel about certain things. And so we are going to leave it here for the types of intuition, and we talk about why intuition is important. Why intuition is important. The number one reason why intuition is important is because intuition helps you in decision making. There are many times that you want to make important decisions or make important choices, but the data, the statistics that is available does not permit you to make that decision, does not permit you to make that decision. And so you have to rely on your intuition to be able to make a decision that actually serves you well. And so that is the first reason why intuition is very important. It helps you in decision making. The second thing that intuition does is that it helps you build self confidence and self belief, self confidence and self trust. Now, when you act on your intuition and you are right for a certain period of time, or you're right for a certain number of times, you tend to believe more in yourself. You tend to build a level of self confidence and a level of self trust that can help you whenever you have to make important decisions. So, intuition equally helps you to avoid costly mistakes. Costly mistakes. It helps you to avoid costly mistakes or irreversible mistakes. Yes, like I said, there are many times that we want to make important decisions in our lives, and the information that is available is not enough for us to make the right decisions. And so we have to rely on our intuition. Because if we do not rely on our intuition, we may wait forever and miss out on opportunities, or we may jump into action before time and run into very costly mistakes. So, intuition helps you to avoid costly mistakes. The next thing that intuition does is that it helps in the achievement of life goals. It helps in the achievement of life goals. And of course, there are many other reasons why intuition is very important, but we are going to leave it at this few for tonight. Now, let's talk about how to build your intuition. How do you build your intuition? The number one and very important way for you to build your intuition to be able to seize opportunities is to listen, or to learn how to observe. Learn how to observe. Now, when you learn how to observe, when you are very observant, you notice certain patterns. And these patterns can help you whenever you want to make decisions that are very crucial. When you are somebody who always pays attention, you will notice patterns, the way certain things work. And these patterns can help you to make better decisions, to make informed decisions in the future when you need it. Now, how do you learn how to observe? You learn how to observe, number one, by learning to listen. Somebody said that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen more than we talk. But many times we do the opposite. We talk more than we listen. We talk more than we listen. And somebody said we don't learn anything by talking, but we learn so much by listening. So, as speakers, we need to learn how to listen. We need to learn how to listen. And how do you listen? You listen, you maintain eye contact, you shut up, number one. You maintain eye contact when you are listening to people, and you stay silent. That is listening. When you're talking to somebody, listen to them, pay attention, listen to your environment, listen to your intuition. And the next way for you to build your observation capacity is to meditate. Meditate. There are many of us who go through life just busy. We are busy from morning till evening. We are busy from Monday to Sunday. We are busy every day, and we never take out time to just sit silently, quietly, doing nothing, reading nothing, listening to nothing, just to observe our thoughts, to observe our environment, to learn many things about our environment. So the encouragement is that if you want to build your intuition, you need to meditate. Now, how do you do this? You can choose 15 minutes in a day or every day where you sit quietly. You don't watch anything. You're not writing anything. You're not listening to anything. You're not doing anything. You just sit for 15 minutes, observing your surrounding, listening to your environment, listening to the noise, listening to the noise outside, listening to the birds chirping, listening to your neighbors discussing. You learn how to listen when you meditate. And that is how you learn how to observe. And we said observation can help you to notice certain patterns. And these patterns can help you to make very informed decisions. Now, the next thing that you have to do to build your intuition is to write down your ideas, is to write down your ideas and your dreams. Write down your ideas and your dreams. Like I said, every human being receives about 4 good ideas every year that if they acted on just one of these ideas, their lives can change. So your thoughts, first of all, your mind is a machinery, it's a machine. It processes over 60,000 thoughts in one day. Now you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to be able to remember 100 out of these 60,000 thoughts that your mind processes every day. And you cannot trust your mind to remember every great idea that comes to your mind. That is why documentation is very important. You need to write down those ideas. Now, we are not saying that write down every thought that comes to your mind, but write down those ideas that you feel deeply connected to or deeply connected with. You need to write them down so that you can fall back on them sometimes. And now, the last but not the least thing that you have to do to build your intuition is to get into immediate action on the ideas that you have. Get into immediate action on the ideas that you have. Now, I say immediate for a reason, because there is a law that is called the law of diminishing intent. And the law of diminishing intent says that whenever you have an idea that is burning in your heart, an idea that you feel deeply connected with, when that flame, that passion about that idea is still very flaming, is still very hot, that is when you should take action. Because when that idea is still burning in your heart, you see many possibilities, you see many opportunities. But if you do not act on that idea when that excitement is still very high, before you know it, that excitement diminishes and you no longer see the opportunities that you were seeing at first. And that is how great ideas die. So get into action, immediate action. And the next thing you have to do is that you have to avoid analysis paralysis. You have to avoid analysis paralysis or paralysis by analysis. Now, what does analysis paralysis or paralysis by analysis mean? It means that paralysis by analysis means you want to know everything before you start anything. Let me say it again. Analysis paralysis means you want to know everything before you start doing anything. And that is how some people get stuck in life. They are stuck trying to analyze things to the point that they are incapacitated. They cannot take action. And we said knowledge is only potential power. It is the application of knowledge that gives you power. Avoid analysis paralysis. Now, we understand that this is tricky in the sense that when you hurry to take action, you can make very costly mistakes or irreversible mistakes. And when you wait too long, analyzing too much, you can miss out on opportunities. So, what do? You strike a balance. How do you strike a balance then to be able to seize your life goals? You strike a balance by, first of all, when you are trying to achieve anything in life, you have your goals. The first question you ask yourself is, what is the goal that I want to achieve? Be specific. What is that particular goal that I want to achieve? You write it down. The second question is, what is everything that is required for this goal to be achieved? You write everything that is required down for that idea to be achieved. And then the next question you ask yourself is, out of these things that are required for me to be able to achieve this goal, how many of these things do I have? How many of them do I have? and how many do I not have? And the next question that you ask yourself is, out of everything that I have, do I have enough to start? Do I have enough to start? Because sometimes we are stuck in analysis paralysis because we want to know everything before we get out of the gate. We want to know everything before we begin working on that idea. But you need to know just enough to start. That is why it is important for you to ask yourself every time, these things that are required for me to achieve my goals, what do I have and what do I not have? Now, what I have, is it enough for me to start? If it is enough for you to start, you can start while figuring out the rest. But if it is not enough for you to start, you can get what is required for you to start, and then you start while figuring out the rest. This is what you do in order not to be stuck in analysis paralysis. For example, a young lady is trying to figure out which man can be the best for her, which man is the best for her to spend the rest of her life with. And then she asks herself, the question she should ask herself is, what are the qualities that I need in a man that I want to spend the rest of my life with? What are the qualities? And when you write down the qualities and you see so many suitors coming, you ask yourself, out of these suitors, which one of them has most of these qualities that I want? Do they have the main qualities, those that are non negotiable, like the fear of God and the willingness to learn? Do they have it? If they have it, you can start the relationship. Why trying to work on the other ones that are negotiable? They are negotiable in the sense that you can help your spouse develop those qualities. You can help your partner develop those qualities. But all that you need is the main qualities for you to be able to start. Somebody said, if you start when you already know everything, then you started too late. If you start when you already have everything figured out, then you started too late. So, ladies and gentlemen, intuition is a very broad topic, and we don't have too much time tonight. So I am going to leave it here for tonight. But I want you to remember that in order for you to build your intuition, you need to learn how to observe. And you learn how to observe by learning how to listen. Listen more than you talk. And you learn how to observe by meditating. Meditating makes you zoom in to your inner self and notice the things around you that you should be paying attention to. And the next thing you have to do is write down your ideas. Never trust your mind. As a speaker, even there are many times that you go on stage, you stand up and it's like you forgot your brain at home. Write down your ideas. When you are going for a speech, write down the key things that you have to discuss so that when you get there, because of that stage fright, you should not forget the things that you have to say. And the last thing, but not the least, like I said, you need to do is to get to action. When you write those ideas down and look at those that you're deeply connected with, and that fire is burning in you, you want to go to action immediately when that fire is still burning, because that is when you can overcome any challenge that is in that field. Take immediate action and avoid analysis paralysis. Do not try to know everything before you get out of the gate. Do not try to figure everything out before you start. Remember, you need to know just enough to start. You need to know just enough to start. I believe that if you do this, you are going to achieve your life goals. And as a speaker, you are going to travel the world, speak to the hearts of the people whose destinies are connected to yours, and you are going to live a fulfilling life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for sharing this time with me. It's been just a few minutes, but I hope that you have learned something that is going to help you to become a better person. I hope that you have learned something that is going to help you achieve your goals. Remember, if you start when you already have everything figured out, then you started too late. Until we meet again, I want to thank you very much, Coach Oliver, once again for this opportunity that you've given me to share with your audience. I hope that this session was fulfilling for everyone. But until we meet again, may God bless you all.
Amen. Great job. Great job, Milton. Great job. Great job. Great presentation there. Great. Start right now. If you're waiting for everything to come before you start, then you're starting late. And Avoid analysis paralysis. Don't allow analysis paralysis to kill you, destroy your dreams and your future. That was a great one there, Milton. Thank you so much. Great speaker. We are so proud of you. And without any wastage of time, we're moving to our next female speaker. This is not any other person, but happiness, your happiness is our next
Our next
and happiness because of experience working with
happening because of experience working information
she's a vice speaker with the Texas
vice speaker of the Texas
and she is at the top of her game
and
right
she
now.
is at the
And
top of
watch
her game
out
right
for
now.
this
And what
amazing
from
lady
this
coming up
lady coming up
because it's very
because
disruptive.
it's very
You want to
disruptive.
listen to her,
Want to listen to
you have to
her
get us on
and
how
get us on how
save as a speaker
safe as
because
a
no one
speaker
day that
because
is not
no one
going
thinks that
to
it's
come
not
on your
going
own.
to come on your
You don't
own.
have money in your bank
You
account.
have money in your bank account.
If we complaining
If
and blame
we're
your village,
complaining about your village,
listen to happiness as you
listen to
walk
happiness as you
how
want
to prepare, how
how
to
to
save
prepare, how to
in
speak
this future. Okay,
the future. Okay,
over to you, happiness.
over to you, happiness.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Coach, for giving me this opportunity to share with you on this platform. Today, as you have rightly heard from our coach, I'll be talking to you on the topic, the power of saving for rainy days. Someone has said, a wise person saves for the future, while a foolish one spends everything they got. Why should we save for rainy days? Life is full of surprises. Life is full of surprises and emergencies comes without announcing. So it could be a medical bill that you have to cover, or a school fee, or a loss of job. And so it saving for rainy days is very important. It's very important. I want us to think of saving as an umbrella, and this umbrella will help you in the days where rain will fall and you will be able to cover yourself. So, what are the practical ways we can use to be able to save for rainy days? The first the first practical step is to set your financial goals. Setting your financial goals will help you to be focused and also to help you to be motivated. So what are these financial goals? You will say the first financial goal is, how much am I going to save? For what emergencies am I saving for? And what is the time limit that I have to save? The next thing is creating a budget. Budgeting is very crucial. Even for you as a speaker, you have to budget for your travels, you have to budget for 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 your for all the things that you need, like textbooks you need to read, you need to hire even a taxi to go to places where you will have to speak. Even as an entrepreneur, you will need to budget. Therefore, budgeting is one of the next step that you will need to take. And what is budgeting? Budgeting is the financial roadmap that will help you to check to track your expenses and your income and your expenditure. Therefore, it will help you to identify those areas that you can redirect your funds into your savings. Then what next should we do in order to save for rainy days? The next thing you have to do to save for rainy days is to pay yourself first. What does it mean to pay yourself first? It means that when you receive your income, the first thing for you is to save. We learn this from our grandmothers. When our grandmothers, anytime they used to receive money from either their sons or their daughters, you will see they would pick a little of it and they will keep it aside, and they will keep it for a rainy day, a day when the son or the daughter will not be able to send something for them. They will be able to cater for themselves. So you need to pay yourself first, meaning that saving for you should be as one of your expenditure, meaning that when you have your income or your salary, the first thing is that you have to set aside what you are supposed to save for that month. What next should we do to save for rainy days? We need to check our needs versus our wants. What are your needs? Your needs are things that you cannot do without. For example, your your rent, you cannot do without your rent. You cannot do without food. You cannot do without your medical bills. These are things that are necessary. So when you want to save, when you want to check your needs and your wants, the first things you have to do every time you have to buy, you need to ask yourself, is this a need, or is this a want? If it is a want, it means you have to redirect the money to your savings, which will save you for a rainy days. What again should you do? You need to set up an emergency fund. An emergency fund simply means you are setting up money for unexpected um things that will happen, that you are not aware. You cannot Emergency fund cover up unexpected expenditures that will come. And financial experts suggest that saving we should save at least 3 to 6 months of our living expenditures. We should save 3 to 6 months of our living expenditures. So this will be able to help you if you, in case you lost your job, or in case you lost your source of income, you will be able to, you will still be able to cover your expenses. Let's take for example um the case of the COVID-19 pandemic that hit the whole world. You see, those who save for rainy days were able to survive. Meanwhile, those who did not save could barely survive. We see the same people on the same scenario with different outcomes, because the other person prepared for um rainy days and the other person did not. What again is another practical step that you can take to save for rainy days? Another practical step is to stay disciplined and to be consis ten t. Saving is not an easy thing. To save is not easy to save, because you need discipline. You need to discipline yourself. Temptations will come that will make you to be, to warrant you to maybe dip your hand into your savings for things which are not emergencies. I wish to call on us that when such a situation comes, we should hush ourselves and tell ourselves that we are saving for rainy days, we are not saving for sunshine. Consis ten cy. When we talk of consis ten cy in saving, it means that you are saving always. You save always. It's not like saving occasionally, but saving always, saving always, which will now help you because as you save little by little, you will be able to build up your emergency fund in a way that when something hits, when a crisis hit, you will be able to you will be able to finance it without any stress. Saving for rainy days, to I want us to end up by to re I want that at the end of this session, each of us should remember that we need to save. We need to know that saving is an umbrella and that we need to pay ourselves first, and we need to differentiate between our needs and our wants. We need to build an emergency fund little by little, and we need to discipline ourselves. We need to discipline ourselves and stay consistent. The storms of life are inevitable. The question is, will the storm drown you, or will you rise above the storm? Saving for rainy days is about preparing for life's uncertainty and gaining financial security. By setting your financial goals, creating your budget, building your emergency fund, you will be able to create a safety net that will help you to weather in any storm. Zig Ziglar once said, money isn't everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. So I want us friends to choose to breathe easy. I want us to choose to prepare. I want us to save today so that when the rain comes, we will not just survive, but we will thrive. I want to take this opportunity to thank us, to thank you, and I pray that this little that I have given you this evening will inspire you and will help you to be able to thrive even in your challenges, to be able to build your financial security. Thank you for your kind attention.
All right, all right.
All
That was
right, all right. That was
great job
good
there.
job there.
Our ordinary
Our
happiness.
very
This
happiness.
is true
This
happiness.
is
Thank you
true
so much.
happiness. Thank you so much.
And
And
please write on the comment
please
section,
write in the
what
comment
did you
section
pick
what
out
did you
for
pick out
happiness
for
presentation?
happiness presentation.
Uh, first,
Um,
second presentation,
First,
means
second
for
presentation
happiness,
means
as
for
you add
happiness.
to
That's
the
part
comment
of the
presentations. Why will
presentation.
you need to
Why
receive
we
our episode?
receive your
I believe that
I
I know
believe that
the storms of life
the
are
sports of life
inevitable.
are inevitable.
Would they
Would
drown
they
you
drown
or you
you
overcome them?
or you
So
overcome them?
are
So,
you ready for the storms of
are you
life
ready for the songs of
to
life?
overcome?
Okay.
Thank you so much, happiness,
Thank you so
for
much, happiness, for
where you are receiving
where you
comments
are
and
receiving comments and
this presentation, receiving the time,
receiving the
about
part.
time, which is going to
I
be
would
working
try,
with
which is going to be working with
the
people
seeking
being
gravitas.
the people speaking Gavita.
Thank you, Coach.
Great job, great job. So, okay, why divine is coming? We're going to be looking at building the public speaking gravitas with divine. Okay, so thank you, happiness, and congratulations. A big congratulations to happiness and his amazing husband, Moni Wilfred, for showing up to not only listen but to also join the wife and support her even as she did her presentation. Congratulations, Mr. Moni Wilfred. Congratulations, Chairman. We are so proud of you, man. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to our amazing social worker, certified speaker, and the one and only Bamboo Divine. Welcome, Divine. Divine's connection seems to be a little bit hectic. Divine, are you there? Hello, Divine, are you there? Okay. Why Divine is coming? Anybody having a question, please? Okay. Okay. Any question for Happiness or Milton? All right. So please drop your questions to Happiness and Milton while we wait for Divine. Okay. Welcome back, D. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you. My name is Bimbo Divine, and I'll be talking on building your public speaking gravitas, building your public speaking gravitas, and how to speak with confidence. How to speak with confidence. Um, Thank you, Mr. Oliver, for this wonderful opportunity that you're giving for us young speakers to be able to learn and display our skills. Every time you climb on stage, there are three things that your audience pay attention to around you. And these three things will determine whether your audience will concentrate, whether your audience will take you serious or your audience may just ignore you. And these three things include, the first one is your appearance, your appearance. Number one is your appearance. And number two is how you carry yourself on stage, how you carry yourself on stage. And then the last one is how you present yourself or how you present what you want to say, how you present your message, how you present your message. And so, as a speaker, it is always good to pay attention to these particular things. And so the topic that we are going to be handling today actually tries to look at how to improve ourselves, how we can improve ourselves in these particular areas. So the things that we are going to see, we are going to see what is gravitas, and we are going to see how we can build our gravitas, our public speaking gravitas as speakers. And so the first question that we'll be answering is, what is gravitas? What is gravitas? Yes, the word gravitas, that is Gravitas. The word gravitas is a word that is a Latin word. It's a Latin word which means weight or seriousness. Weight or seriousness. And this word is used in English to describe people who have strong sense of seriousness, strong sense of integrity, strong sense of dignity, people who have authority. It is also used to describe people who speak, or it is also used to describe how people speak or carry themselves in public. And now, let me draw you to one of the quotes that I love so much. This quote is from Waldo Emerson. Waldo Emerson. And it says, what you say means little, and how you carry yourself while saying it means everything. What you say means little, and how you carry yourself while saying it means everything. This quote is so powerful, and this means that true authority comes from when you are calm, when you are confident, and when there is a weight of character behind your words. And so, how can we build our public speaking gravitas? How can we build our gravitas? The first one, the first point that I want you to take very serious, the first point, I love it so much. It says, you must learn how to command your presence. You must learn how to command your presence. This is very important. Your presence speaks a lot. Remember, we said when you appear on stage, audience first of all look at your appearance, and then the second thing they want to look at is how you carry yourself, and then your message. And from there, when you fail in these things, you're going to frustrate your audience. And so you have to learn how to command your presence. What do you do? What are some of the things that you can do that helps you to command your presence? And I'm going to be telling you some key things that you can do to command your presence. The first one is that you must learn to maintain confident posture. Confident posture. You have to stand tall. You have to maintain open posture. And in some time when people appear on stage and they are nervous or they are stressed, they tend to display funny kind of body language. Some people will start leaning on things. Some people will start standing in an awkward way, or some people may find themselves just standing in a funny way or leaning on something. No, 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 that is not correct. So you have to learn how to maintain that confident posture by standing tall and keeping open posture. And with this, you need to maintain what purposeful movement. You don't just move anyhow. You don't just move purposelessly, but you maintain purposeful posture or purposeful movement. That means as you are taking a step, whether you are going forward, you are going right, you are going backward, or you are going left, you know what you are doing and you are intentional. In fact, I love what Oliver always say. He will say that when you are making a strong point, you step ahead, you step in front, you're going closer to your audience. That helps them to respect you, to understand, and also to see some seriousness in what you are doing. And the second thing you can do is to also dress well. Before you appear on stage, make sure you dress well. You should be able to understand uh, uh, your occasion, what the kind of dress. Don't dress casual, and understand what the occasion or the audience may demand from you. Don't bring in a kind of dressing that might cause them to be distracted. And the next thing is that you have to speak clearly. Speak clearly. Yeah, sometimes I've been in meetings where you have speakers who speak in a way that the audience strain their ears. They struggle to listen. They struggle to understand or even to hear what the speaker is saying. But when you are speaking, you should be able to know how far your voice can go, and you speak clearly and steadily in such a way that people can get you. And the next thing is that you need to maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. Maintaining eye contact with your audience helps them to understand that what you are confident in what you're saying. And then the next thing, you stay calm. Stay calm. And you let your tune match your seriousness. So when you are able to command your presence, it actually causes your learners to take you seriously. When you are just speaking and moving carelessly or displaying some kind of funny body language, your learners or your audience can lose confidence in you, and so that is how your gravitas drops. The next thing on how to be your gravitar is that you need to stay emotionally grounded. You need to stay emotionally grounded. And here I want to say that as a speaker, you need to understand that it is okay that things may not go the way you want. Yes, I remember in one of the occasions where I had to give a health talk, and I had prepared my PowerPoint with pictures and some powerful examples that I will let my audience see. visually and be able to understand. But arriving on the ground early, we started setting up the PowerPoint. We struggle and struggle. It didn't work. In fact, it refused to work completely. And so I had to start thinking of how I will create mental pictures when I'm speaking so that the audience will understand. Some people in this situation, they will come up and they will spoil their emotion. It just spoils their emotion. You start apologizing, you start saying things, you start explaining how you have failed to do what you could have done this, the presentation could have been like this. No, 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 no. When you say things like that, you are just, you just make your audience lose confidence in you. And so you need to maintain your emotional balance, show some level of emotional intelligence, such that even when things go wrong, you should still be able to control yourself and be able to present your message without bringing in anything that will cause your audience to think otherwise. You present your message as if you prepared it to present it that way, and don't say anything that makes them to think otherwise. And so to stay emotionally grounded, we need to always maintain that high level of control. Someone says gravitas comes from being composed under pressure. Yes, as a speaker, you can be under pressure. Sometimes you can be under pressure, but you should be able to control yourself such that that pressure doesn't affect the way you behave or the way you talk. Even on stage, sometimes you stand to talk and you discover that some of your audience are already in groups or in camps. Yes, sometimes you can see two ladies sitting and bringing their head together, looking at you and talking. If you are not careful, you will start thinking and imagining what are they saying about you, and that can cause you to lose distraction, and you find yourself misbehaving or doing things that are not proper. So we say to stay emotionally grounded, you have to learn not to overreact when things don't go the way you want. Show some level of control, how you are able to control yourself and move on. And the third thing, which is the last, is that you need to know your stuff. Know your stuff. Know what you want to present. This is very important. Okay. Know what you want to present. And with this, I would usually encourage that you should speak from something that you know very well. Speak on something that you have been doing. Speak on something that you have some level of experience over it. Because when you speak like that, it flows. It flows. Even testimonies just flows. It's not like you are made up. It just flows. And again, you find yourself going easily, and you speak from experience. Speak about things that you have done, things that you have experienced. And again, how to demonstrate this, the fact that you know yourself, you need to be systematic. Yes, I love this, be systematic. Your topic should come out very clear, your introduction should come out very clear, and your body should come out very clear, and your conclusion should come out very clear. You should be able to, people, your audience should listen to you as you move from one section of the lesson to another, from one stage to another, and you are systematic. In that case, your learners can follow you and they understand you and they can actually grasp what you are saying. And some people at times when they have something or a presentation to do, they just write things and then you come and just speak anyhow. No, it should be systematic. There should be a flow. There should be a flow. And just to say that public speaking is something that we need to learn. You know, to master your stuff, you need to be somebody who actually you are committed to learning. You are committed to improvement. You are committed to learning all the time in the particular or that thing that you are specialized in. You make sure you read books, you learn all the time, you attend seminars like the one that we are having now, and you learn. The more you learn, the more you gather knowledge, and you are able to speak with some level of what knowledge. You have that experience, you have that knowledge. And to conclude, I'm going to end here. To conclude, I want to say that when you have a presentation, please don't forget to look at the aspect of what gravitas. Think about how you are going to present yourself in on stage. Think about how you are going to present your message, and don't forget about what how you are going to command your presence on stage, how you are going to own the stage, how you are going to connect with your audience and keep them focus on you. And again, think about how you are going to control your emotions. When things don't go the way you expect, how are you going to control your emotion? How are you going to handle things? And you think about this. And finally, make sure you prepare your stuff. Make sure you keep your message and you understand it very well. And you as you come to present, you go straight to the point. Okay, so that is it for my presentation, Mr. Oliver. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm Bible Divine, and I look forward to more opportunities to present like this. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, our global speakers. Amazing, amazing. So this is beautiful. Congratulations, Bamboo Divine. That was brilliant. That was like a master class in Singapore or in Asia that you are delivering. And that is the lineup. Great job, great job, great job. So write down what is the thing that stood out during Divine's presentation. Alan, and just a lot of things, he said you have to prepare for the worst and expect the best. Prepare so well that even when you fumbled, you don't tell people that you're fumbling. Tell people that, hey, I came here to do this thing and I got to do it. So he said that one of the things you have to work on your gravitas, how you walk around the stage. I love the quote from the gentleman. He said, what you say is very little, but how you move yourself in saying it is very important. So take note of that. And without any wastage of time, let's take us to our last speaker for tonight. And this is not any other person, but a certified speaker, a social worker, an amazing woman who is touching lives of people when it concerning mental health. And I want to share my screen so she can come on and blow our minds as far as other people have been doing. So, dear friend, get ready as we receive our speaker. And this is not any other person, but the one and only Chinda Confidence.
Thank you very much, Coach Oliver. Thank you very much again, sir. And I'm coming in and really apologize for the network. It has really been challenging at my end, and indeed, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Milton, for drilling us on intuition. Thank you very much, Happiness, you for bringing that amazing presentation to us about financial management, and for my own colleague, Bamboo Divine. I am so honored having this stage with you together and sharing tonight, and knowing that a colleague like you is in the same platform gives me honor. Thank you very much again, sir. It's an honor. I cannot take it for granted. Thank you so much for believing in me at the time that I did not even believe in myself. Dear friends, thank you for joining us, and I'll be drilling us. Within 10 minutes, I'll be done, and I want to talk to us tonight on the topic burnout. Burnout. And whether you are a speaker, whether you are an entrepreneur, whatever walk of life you are, on daily basis, we realize that we tend to experience burnout. And what is this burnout I'm talking about? Burnout is a situation where you realize that physically, emotionally, mentally, you are exhausted, and it's as a result of you being exposed to prolonged stress. When you are exposed to prolonged stress, it causes you to be mentally, physically, emotionally burnout. And the WHO statistics states that 48% of people globally suffer from this burnout we are talking about. So speakers, entrepreneurs, businessmen at our job site, we suffer from burnout. If we are talking about 48%, it means that it's something serious globally. And these statistics, World Health Organization came out with it 2022, 2023. It means that it's something very serious, friends. And this evening, we are going to be looking at some of the symptoms of this burnout. What are some symptoms of burnout? And someone like a social worker like Michael Gongor said, burnout is what happens when you try to avoid being human for a long time. When you try to avoid being a human for a long time, it leads to burnout. And there are some symptoms of this burnout. And the first symptom I'm going to talk about is emotional symptoms. And emotional symptoms, we look now at chronic fatigue. You feel very, very tired emotionally, and it leads to you just easy thing, small things around will just make you to be angry, to be irritable, and it will bring about some funny moods. That's to show that emotionally you are suffering from burnout and feeling ineffectiveness, or you feel like you are not feeling accomplished. That will make you know that you are suffering from burnout. Another physical symptom of burnout is that you will experience sleeplessness, or what we call insomnia. You sleep less, or you sleep so much. Sleeping less or sleeping so much is a problem. And when you are experiencing that, it means you are suffering from burnout. Another thing is headache. You consume the quantity of water that maybe medically is required in a day, but you still realize that maybe you have constant headache, you feel so tired, muscle pain. Some people some people will say that they are feeling like some pain, joint pain, nerves, and so on and so forth. When you are experiencing that, it means that you are suffering from burnout, friends. And we are also saying that there are also some behavioral symptoms that you can look in someone and know that the person is suffering from burnout. What are these behavioral symptoms? Reduced performance. What you used to do that maybe you could record high success or great performance, maybe at the end, a business person who at the end started the business and was doing very well. Later on, you just realize that you are unable to realize maybe goals that you were realizing at the beginning of that particular job or that business. It means you are suffering from burnout. Another thing we can be talking about is withdrawal. Behavioral symptoms of burnout is withdrawal. You just decide to withdraw from people, withdrawing from friends, withdrawing from loved ones, and you just want to be alone. What is another symptom, friend? We are also saying that when you notice that there is procrastination in the things you do, you say, today I'm going to do this, tomorrow you say, I will do it next week, just like that. And then it leads to a lot of procrastination and then absenteeism, even at work. You take permission from work today, tomorrow you are not there. The next day again, you are absent. It, that shows that you are suffering from burnout. And we are saying that it also is also seen in some people when they easily forget things. You discuss with somebody about the topic today, you are coming back tomorrow, the person says you did not say something as such. So loss of memory, forgetfulness, you cannot concentrate very well, is showing that you are suffering from burnout. And let us know that in as so far as we have the symptoms of burnout, friends, we should know that there are some things that causes burnout. What are those things that you can look and know that these are causes of burnout? Overworkload. I am sure you are getting me well. Overworkload. When you carry so much things on your head. Melissa Staginos, who is a social worker, said, burning too much fuel than you put in your tank. Burning too much fuel than you put in your tank. For example, you cannot fuel a car using 20,000 francs and be expecting that that particular car is going to consume 60,000 francs. It's impossible. It means that the human body needs rest. So if you carry a lot of workload on you, it's going to cause you to experience this burnout. Lack of support. You get up, for example, I'm a housewife. I get up in the morning. I have 3 kids. I get into the kitchen, cook for the children. Later on, I enter into washing their dresses, enter again later into ironing, come back again, bedding the children, trying to prepare them to sleep. If you do that for a long time as a housewife, obviously you experience burnout. So this burnout we are talking about, friends, you can experience burnout at home, you can experience burnout at your job site, you can experience burnout even as a business person, where you carry so much on your head. Oliver Sean once said, when you cannot set boundaries and say no when needed, you obviously want to answer present everywhere. You are not God. So those are some of the things that people learn. People carry a lot of things on their head and they end up suffering from this burnout, friends, we are talking about. Perfectionism. Perfectionism. What does that mean? It means that you want to only be the person that can that feel, or you are convinced that you are the only person that can do something better. You are maybe a business person. Instead of putting three persons that you can supervise them to do the correct thing, you want to be there every day, every night, and then doing the job. You will suffer burnout, friends. So, what is another cause of burnout? I'm talking about life events. Some of the life events are things like trauma. Maybe you are a child who had a maybe terrible childhood experience. You are growing up and then you suffer maybe from abuse, and then sometimes you see it, and then memories of such thoughts will make you just to feel like life is not worth living. What are some of the life events that can lead to burnout? Unemployment. Maybe you had a job and suddenly you lost the job, and then you have family demands, you have children to cater for, family relatives demanding, and so on and so forth. When you're unable to meet those demands financially, you can suffer from burnout. And another thing that we can be talking about, these life events that can lead to burnout, is relationships. For example, a family that maybe is suffering from maybe separation, divorce, and so on and so forth, it can affect somebody and the person can lead to burnout. In as far as we know about the symptoms, causes of this burnout, friends, we need to know tonight that there's a way we can take to manage this burnout I'm talking about. How can we manage burnout? How can you as a speaker manage burnout? You must learn to say no where needed. Oliver Shum once said again that if you know where you are going to, you know your purpose in life, learn to set boundaries and say no. You cannot be present as a speaker everywhere. In every event, you need to learn to select. Because when you say yes everywhere, you end up thinking that you will meet up with every program or every activity, and at the end of the day, your body will be tired and you will suffer from this burnout. So set boundaries. The second thing you can try to manage this burnout we are talking about, again, friends, is that self-care is very, very important. Did you get me? I'm talking about self-care. Learn to take care of yourself. And how can you take care of yourself? I'm talking about value sleep. Give yourself the sleep that your body needs. Eat well, oh, take enough water. Make sure you eat balanced diet and get indulged in activities that can help maintain your mental well-being. Is it sporting activity? Is it doing things that makes you happy? In as so far as you are doing the things that makes you happy, that is not harmful to your system, that is not harmful to the next person closer to you, get into doing those things. That's what we call self-care. When you practice self-care, that's a way to help manage burnout. We are talking about seek support. We need to seek support where you know that it is not going. Seek a therapy for counselor. We have somebody like Bamboo Divine who was in the house, a social worker too. You need to consult people like that, counselors who can be able to talk with you. Seek support. Us as housewives, let's seek support. Get somebody that can even give you a helping hand. If you get up in the morning, you think you can do this, do this, manage the children, manage this, get back again to your job site, you will not be efficient. Get someone that can give you support. All right. Thank you, sir. So we are saying that you set priorities, plan ahead of time. What do you intend to do tomorrow, next week, next month? Make sure you jot it down and then prioritize what is important. Everything or what is right is not may not be needed for you to do at that particular time. So know what is needful and what is right, and get to prioritize your tasks and plan ahead of time. So take break. Taking break means that as a speaker, once in a while you can just take break, take leave, just be off from screen, off from social media, go somewhere, get some time to rest, get some time to meditate, get some time to have a calm mind so that you can prepare, energize, and then bounce and come back more better than you wear. Those are ways in which we can manage burnout. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is that you should make sure that you check up yourself medically. This burnout we are talking about is as a result of stress that can lead to anxiety, depression, and so on and so forth. And it can bring about cardiovascular diseases that can cause somebody to get up today and then just collapse and die. And we are talking about village people. So make sure you create time to rest, create time for leave, create time to be off screen, and then make sure you check yourself medically even when you feel that you are not fine. When you are sound mentally, you'll be able to produce, even as a public speaker, you'll be able to produce well, even as an entrepreneur, you'll be able to meet up your expectation at the job site, and the world and the society will be a better place. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you so much again, Coach Sham Oliver. I am done, sir.
Wow, wow, wow. Please, can you put your hands together for our amazing speaker? This is amazing, right? Please drop on the comment section the things you learn, the things you learn, the things you learn from her session. This was so.
Hello, are we there?
Oh, yes.
We're there.
We are there. We are there. Please put on the comment section the things you learned from confidence. That was powerful. Just drop on the comment section. When she was talking, I was burnout. When confidence was talking myself, I was burnout. Like I have 100 ideas in my mind. I'm working on them simultaneously, and I know exactly what to do now. Now that I was burnout, so I don't think I'm burnout again. So I know exactly what to do to overcome my burnout. Thank you, Dr. Confidence. And again, before we receive our president of the Orators Hub S community, I want to say something. From Milton to happiness to divine and confidence right now, it's been amazing. And to some of you who will be coming in next week as speakers, you never know where this could take you to. Maybe next month you'll be speaking in France, in Italy, in Germany, who knows? Because of this 5-minute talk, because of this 10 minutes presentation that you did today, you don't never know where this video can take you to, my dear friend, my dear sister, my dear brother. So I congratulate all of you for coming in with your A game. And I think the president is going to be throwing more light on this. Congratulations. And another group of people I want to congratulate in a very special way. Some people say I talk fast. Let me slow down a little bit. Another group of people I want to congratulate in a very special way are the husbands and the wives. We want to congratulate Moni Wilfred, our chairman. Thank you so much, Mr. Moni Wilfred, for supporting your wife happiness even in her presentation. We are so proud of you as a husband, and we are so proud of your wife happiness as a wife to you. And you guys are doing amazingly. Congratulations. Want to congratulate Tak Clifford, Mr. Tak Clifford, Eda Tak Clifford, for accompanying his wife as well. Thank you so much, Tak Clifford. We are so proud of you, Eda. We're proud of you, sir. You guys are doing amazingly, supporting these women to become the global speakers that they were meant to be. And we hope that they will not speak alone, but you join them so you can speak together as a family. And we want to thank you, Divine. Your family will thank your family for your beautiful wife for accepting this, giving you the time and the permission to do this, which you did well. Congratulations. Milton, wherever your own wife is, we expect her or your girlfriend. I don't know if you have a girlfriend or not, or your fiancé. Wherever she is, we appreciate her for the encouragement she's giving you. And great job, bro. You did well, and we are proud of you. Without any ado, of course, I want to appreciate my wife and the kids for being, for supporting, though they might not be here, but they did a great job for allowing me to be here. And without any ado, I want to hand the microphone to our president. Did you hear that? The president of the Orators Hope X community. And this is a woman of valor. This is a trailblazer. This is a pathfinder. This is an unstoppable woman. This is a global speaker and a global figure that we have to watch out for her. Welcome, Mama. Mama, yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. It's as if we should not stop. The saying goes that little drops make an ocean, and a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. To be honest with you, If there is someone who didn't pick up anything this evening, the person should go and meet his or her ancestors and find out why. I want to sincerely thank all of you. I feel so fired up. If I take one aspect from each of you and build on, I will become more than the word unstoppable. This is a sign that we are heading somewhere. Our coach told us the government needs to watch out for all of us in here. The world needs to watch out for us in here. The plate that we have prepared, the dish we've prepared this evening, can only be consumed by those who know what they want, by those who know where they are going to. Do not undermine anything you are doing. For those who did not take part in this, they don't know what they have missed. I overheard him asking for questions, for worries. I don't know if people did put them up, but I want to say that the ingredients that you used in preparing whatever presentation you put up here today, may God replenish them and give you more wisdom. Coach Oliver, where you came from with this idea, I pray it should bear fruits, and fruits that will last. You will be wondering where I'm talking from. I'm in Yaoundé. I came for an exercise, and I want to say that the world should watch out. Do not think that you are not doing something that will impact lives. I've learned that no matter what I do, I should watch out. My health is top. How to build my speaking gravitas. Mr. Divine, thank you so much. How to save for rainy days. Happiness. That was a powerful one. What my intuition can do to me, I need to listen. The ears are there for that. Talk less, listen more. We need to watch out. We are going to transform this community. We are going to transform the world. Yours sincerely, I lack words. I really, really lack words. And all I can say is more grease to your elbows. Thumbs up, everyone. Do not relent your efforts. Let's keep building the public speaking industry. The world will be tapping from us. The world will be looking up to us. Immense thanks to your spouses, to your families, to your loved ones. Keep encouraging each other. Let's hold each other's hand and let's move together. For together, we'll grow stronger and stronger. Coach Oliver, thanks again. God bless your every effort. Whatever you are doing out there, may it bear fruit and fruit in abundance. God bless each and every one of us. Thank you.
Amen. And can the people say hallelujah? Can the people say hallelujah? The president has spoken, so we can go home now. All right. Thank you so much, man. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah, great
Thank
job.
you.
Great job. This is the
Thank
beginning
you.
of something big, bro. Like this is
Honestly.
yeah. So guys, thank you so much for showing up. The video of this talk will be available to all of you, especially the speakers. Number 2, each speaker is going to have a session, his own session, so you can use it to share on social media platforms. And This is very interesting. So we are going to ensure that all of you have the videos. We are going to ensure that all of you have the clips. We're going to ensure that you have the best part of your presentation given back to you. You can use it to communicate with your fans on social media, to tell them, hey, you were one of the first speakers at the Orators Hub Committee webinar, and that's amazing. Congratulations, friend. Thank you, President. And just some quick announcement. We are recruiting speakers for our next week masterclass. Okay, so if you feel like you're an early speaker and you have something to share, you have a message that you can summarize it in 10 minutes to test, so that when you go to international platforms, to all of those global platforms, you should deliver it with confidence. This is a place to test your message, friend. This is a place to test your keynote. This is a place to test your training abilities. This is a place to test your speaking ability, so that when you finally get to the bigger platform, you should not be preparing, because you are here to prepare ourselves, so that when you get there, nail it. Just nail it. And so that's exactly what the president said already. So I'm just saying that great job, guys. And at this point, we're going to let you go so you can take care of your other responsibilities. And we want to thank everybody that showed up here. We apologize for those who are experiencing internet problems. We believe that in some few months to come, that will be a thing of the past, okay? Because we are disruptors and we'll definitely disrupt the internet connection that is poor, wherever, in whichever part of the world you are coming from. So if you participated from the United States, congratulations. From Cameroon, congratulations. From India, for any part of the world. And for those who will be watching even the talks later, congratulations. Let us know what stood out for you. And we love to have you next as our speaker. I hope next week our president will come into as a speaker, and many other senior speakers that they will be showing up already. And that is how we'll be doing it every Thursday of the week. We are gathering here to listen to one another, to be challenged, to be stretched, to be empowered, just like Milton, just like happiness, just like divine, just like confidence. They have challenged us today to stretch beyond in terms of saving and speaking, burnout, and all of that. Thank you, everybody. And just a word of prayer as we go. Lord in heaven, we pray that may you take this message to the people that need to hear it. We commit the speakers. We're thinking about Milton. We're thinking about happiness. We're thinking about confidence. We're thinking about divine. Continue to empower them. Continue to renew their energy, their strength, and equip them more, Lord, as they reach out to share their story with the world. We pray for open doors. We pray for breakthroughs, that as they step out there, they'll have more opportunities to showcase, to speak, to share their story. And as they begin to do that, they'll bless people, they'll inspire people, they will live according to Matthew 5, verse Lord 13 and 14. Let your light so shine, so that people can see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Lord, as we begin to do this, there will be the light and the salt of the earth, according to your word in Matthew 13, 14. And as they begin to do that, Lord, glory and honor will be ascribed unto your name alone. Thank you for everything. Thank you for our leader, President Lenio Christina, and for the amazing energy and momentum and enthusiasm she is demonstrating to ensure that this project go to the limelight and touch the thousands and the millions that is supposed to touch for the glory of your kingdom. Receive glory, receive honor, receive adoration. And we're looking forward in anticipation to next week to receiving our next set of speakers as they come and bless us with their knowledge, know-how, technical, and wisdom. For the glory of your name, we pray with thanksgiving. Amen. Whew. Amen, everybody. That was it for today. Great. Reach out to us on the Orators Hub S community if you're there, and then with your topic, and we'll schedule you for our next week lineup of speakers. Okay. God bless you, and see you at the top. Bye bye. It's scary.